Good afternoon, everybody. This is our mic check, and we want to make sure that you can see us and you can hear us. So if it's working properly, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Also want to put in a plug for the Census 2020. Go to www.2020census.gov and fill out your census and be counted today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Appreciate everyone tuning in today. I'll go over the actual some of the storm damage report here. As I said yesterday, it's going really smooth. We did have some winds come in on us this morning. Alex will report on the weather this evening and possibly what we might be looking at. But we had roughly about 140 people out, 144 people out of power there at one time. Alex just had a report also. We've got 34 people still that are out, and mainly up on the mountain, I think is where that's at. We had several trees down, upwards of 30, 35 trees that were down, and it was just a quick storm, it came through. It was kind of odd. The wind was blowing out of the east, coming out of the east to the west there for a little while, then it changed, come out of the north, and then directly out of the south. So it's kind of a strange event we had, but he'll update you a little bit more there on what we're looking at tonight. We still have a good presence of the Georgia Power trucks in the county, and they're gonna stay with us here tonight, probably through the evening, and kind of monitor the conditions as they change. I mentioned yesterday that about the lineman school and about everything they're doing to prepare, and I've had some things I was going to actually go over with you as far as their preparation for coming back into the county with their school. They did call this morning, the owner, David, and Actually, George was here too, and but David wants to come on tomorrow. He'll be here at 3 during our presentation tomorrow report, and he wants to give you an update and explain to you exactly, what's going on with the lineman school, and give you just a briefing of actually what's going on with and what they're doing to prevent anything from actually touching our people of Dade County. So that'll be interesting. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at around 3 o'clock. We're not going to open our doors back up here. I mentioned this yesterday, and I'll say it every day until some people watch it, some people don't. But April the 30th, after April the 30th, we'll try to get back as normal as we can here. We've got a lot of things that we're doing here inside, putting up some shields and stuff for the plexiglass shields for people that do come in to not only protect the people behind the counter, but protect you too. So they'll look a little different when you come in and do business, but we'll try to get back to business as we know it, and hopefully it'll be as normal as possible. But also the courts facility, we're installing some things over there for them too. The probate judge, magistrate, DA, and Kathy Page's office, Superior Court Clerk, and they will try to follow the same actual schedule as we are. There is a little discrepancy there we're not sure about. There's a federal case going on right now about the handgun permits, firearms permits, and she's supposed to know something about it tomorrow, but we hope that it's going to work. Both of them will work together as far as them actually starting to sell those. It's a little something that was challenged a few weeks ago about the sale of those licenses. And we'll update you, or may get Carey to come in here tomorrow, the next day, and talk about that, because she'll know more about it. The actual businesses, we've got. I'm going to have Carey come up here in just a minute, and we've been trying to find out the actual do's, don'ts, the actual reality of what these businesses are going to have to live by when they open tomorrow and Monday. The rules, she did get there's a 20. I think it's 20, isn't that right? 20 points that they have got to follow when they do open, and she'll go over that with you in a minute, and give you also. She's posting it on her website, so you can go kind of read it as she goes through it. Also in the numbers, regarding our numbers, this is something here that she will also talk about too. Pertaining to a email she received from Public Health this morning. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of explaining in a roundabout way of actually why we're seeing inflated numbers here in Dade, Walker, Catoosa, and Chattooga. That's pretty interesting also. I'll go into our report as far as our current numbers of confirmed cases. We did go up from last night, or from yesterday. We went from 13 to 15. Walker County, they had a tremendous increase. They went from 36 to 59. That's one of the largest increases they've had in that county. Catoosa County went from 29 to 45. Chattooga 10 to 11. Whitfield went from 47 to 59. In Floyd, they went from 127 to 128. Only went up 1. Gordon went from 68 to 70. Bartow 258 to 259. They only had one increase, and that's big for those counties down there. I mean, they were, if you remember, like I said a few weeks ago, we were right the opposite. We were staying the same, or just had maybe 1 or 2 or 3, and they were really booming. And now it's kind of reversed itself, because Bartow was a big hit county when it first started. There's still 536 in unknown counties with 872 deaths. That's up from 836 as of yesterday. In Tennessee, Hamilton County, they actually went from 124 to 127. They still have 74 recovered, and they had 13 deceased. Marion County, they stayed the same. They're at 28, and they still have 21 recovered. Grundy County, they stayed the same at 26, and they have 20 recovered. Sequatchie County, they stayed the same at 3, and they have 2 recovered. Midge County, they went from 3 to 5, and they have 2 recovered. Bradley County, 37 to 38, and they have 33 recovered. Totally, they have 166 deaths, and that's up from 157 from yesterday. Our adjoining counties in Alabama, Jackson County went from 41 to 43. DeKalb County went from 53 to 58. So all in all, we're still going up, still climbing. Like I said, Carey will be on here in just a minute after Alex gives his report, and she'll give you a few details about that of what the actual the reasoning behind it, supposedly. So I appreciate everyone watching. I'm going to bring Alex on that and let him go over. He'll give you some information also about our weather coming in.
Thank you, Executive Rumley. Again, I'm Alex Case, Director of Dade County Emergency Services and the Mayor here for the City of Trenton. As Ted's mentioned about what we're looking at opening back up with some of my duties here for the county and also for our city, we're going to be mimicking a lot of things. Those 20 points that Carey's going to talk about, that's also in that OSHA template we talked about yesterday that's on our website under our COVID tab, and then Reopening America. It's a link right on there. We are going to have to meet those 20 standards as well, and that's what we met on this morning a little bit with the two city clerks and the other folks there to try to work up. We are going to be in discussion with the commission when the city may open up its as well to the public. We still are working remotely from home 4 days a week, and the ladies come in on Thursdays to do payroll and accounts payable. Everything's been handled. Chief Kaiser and Chief Smith, Ansel Smith, have been working and doing things for them there inside the office as we do lock that down. So we appreciate all the work and all the understanding that has happened with that. Like I said, when we do make these changes in all of our offices here in the county and the city, there's going to be restrictions. You're going to see barrier shields. You've seen us at the post office, the hardware stores, all the convenience stores, all the grocery stores. You see these face shields because you're within that 6-foot range, and we're looking at contingencies in both county and city to make that safer for our employees. We got to get to a point to continue the business of what we're going to do and how to hand signed documents, the distancing off some of our desks from our ladies because they're at a seating position, and if you're within so many feet and you're down on them, we're working on some concerns in the tax commissioner's office. As Ted mentioned, some of the areas of our courts facilities that we're working on. And this is going to be something from now on. We feel that this is going to continue, and we also got to protect our employees. We only have 2 clerks that work at the city, and we've got to make sure they're safe to continue the business and protect that as we go. Again, we're following those same guidelines. We're under those same guidelines of phase 1 and those 20 points to continue that. So I want to make sure we're knowing that what we're doing our part as well. As Ted mentioned, the storms that come through early this morning, we had a total of 18 top 911 calls of 35 plus trees down throughout the county and a wide range of power outages. And as of to date, the 34 that's still out, I think it's ranging in certain areas of here in the valley, Lookout and Rise and Fall, what I remember. This afternoon, we still have a good chance of storms coming in. We shared on our Facebook of Patrick Core's morning forecast from Tri-State Weather, and also what the Weather Service gave us early this or mid-morning about 10:30. There's going to be some spot showers or what we call supercells possibly forming up. Luckily, we've stayed a lot of overcast today, most of the afternoon. So if we'd have had too much more sun, again, sun is always a problem, but there are some cells moving up out of the southwest from us now. Some are below us, some may be above us or on us. We will be here monitoring that as they pass through this evening. Please monitor your local weather and prepare. They moved us in yesterday. We were in a marginal risk, and this morning they moved us into a slight risk of storms. We're in a little bit higher category for hail and a 5% chance of tornadoes. All thunderstorms has the capability to produce either a slight downburst of wind shear or straight line winds or a tornado. I always like to emphasize that because I always ask me, are we going to have tornadoes? Every severe thunderstorm or pop-up shower has that potential. You've seen these 30 and 40 mile per hour winds that we were receiving this morning, and we had 35 plus trees down. With the 100 miles per hour we had on Easter Day and that night before, what damage we got, we're still continuing to pick up from that. So please just monitor the weather. Remember, if you don't have the Hyper Reach app, go to our website to download that. A lot of our weather services will be on, popping in. They've all got Facebook or websites to look at, so we will be here monitoring that. As of the debris from the April 12th tornadoes, as of yesterday, we carried 957 loads of debris from Dade County Public Works, Trenton Public Works, and Georgia DOT, and we rounded out to 8,700 cubic yards of vegetation debris hauled in to the Dade County Transfer Station. We are producing these numbers because of requirements that we do to help catalog what we've got and to turn into GEMA to show them exactly how much damage. Now we are going to pick that up. We may start limiting the days of the week, and we're going to discuss city and county when we're going to cut that date off, but we're going to do as long as we can, as much as we can to help with that, as people are still continuing to get debris hauled from their house. If 6 inches or smaller getting to the roadside, we're going to try to help you. Again, a lot of the questions that Carey will go over in these 20 points, that's why I wanted to mention that us as both governments, we're having to do these same points to make sure we're open to the public. I will be in discussion by text message to our city commission on what dates we feel will be the best for us to open back up, and again also talking with our ladies and all the changes that you'll be seeing when you come into all of our offices. Both of our city and county commission offices are kind of a free float in, and you can get to several areas pretty quick, but we feel those times are fixing to change for us, and just please be patient with us as we try ways to protect our employees, because we're very limited with what we got. It only takes one or two if we get into a situation that can hurt us a little bit. And we've made plans for that, but we want to do our best. So again, it's all of us helping each other to help keep this curve down. And we're looking further on besides these next few weeks, and it may be the new norm for us. So again, thank you for what you're doing. Continue your social distancing. If you got any questions, if you can't find on our websites, please give us a call. And I think Ms. Carey's coming to talk next.
I want to talk about a couple of things with you today. One are the 20 points that the businesses have to meet in order to reopen and to stay open. And another is an email that we received from the Georgia Department of Public Health. So we've seen the cases in Dade County nearly double in the matter of a couple of days, and it's scared a lot of people. And this email is going to talk about that. So we received this today, and then we called and verified that the information was accurate with the public information officer for our region with the Department of Public Health. So it says, you've probably noticed the number of cases in our counties have increased rapidly. These numbers are due to the Ready Clinic in Lafayette conducting antibody tests. The antibody tests are being reported to EPI, which is epidemiology. Thus far, Ready Clinic has reported positive antibody tests in the following counties: Chattooga, Dade, Catoosa, and Walker. We have received around 100. These are considered presumptive positives. The majority have been asymptomatic. They are not acute cases, but they do inflate the numbers. And antibodies are produced in people after they recover from a disease. So we are thankful that Tammy Franklin, our nurse manager here at Dade County Public Health, shared that with us. But in short, here's what that means. The numbers that you're seeing are because they now include antibody testing. So the people who have been tested and received that antibody testing, I think Chad Payne said yesterday he did an antibody test. So anybody who shows positive for those antibodies, those are also in there. Somebody asked that question, and we love you for asking questions. So ask us any questions that you have. And we were talking today about how long we're going to continue to do these daily updates. And we do see the numbers going down in the state of Georgia overall. In Dade County, they're still going up, so we will make that decision a little bit later, and we'll keep you posted. But just be assured of this, we will do what's right for the people of Dade County, because we're all here together, and we are in the same boat. So please be assured that we're going to do what we need to do, just like Alex and Ted have talked about today, to keep our employees safe, to keep you safe. And so that brings me to the question and answers that we have shared today. They look just like this. It's just a Word document, Governor Kemp's executive order question and answers. So it's very basic. It's there on our website for you to see. I've already put a link in the comments section so you can read those for yourselves. But it says, what are minimum basic operations? So as we know, gyms, fitness centers, bowling alleys, body art studios, barbers, cosmetologists, hair designers, nail care artists, estheticians, their respective schools and massage therapists can begin engaging in minimum basic operations on Friday, 24th. So this goes on to define what that means by basic operations. It is not business as usual. Minimum activities to maintain the value of a business establishment, to facilitate employees or volunteers being able to work remotely from their residences, or patrons being able to participate remotely. So take a look and read that. And we did want to share with you some of these measures that employers have to do. It says all business establishments, corporations, nonprofit corporations, and organizations that are subject to the minimum basic operations restrictions shall implement measures which mitigate the exposure and spread of COVID-19. Such measures shall include. And when I read this, I know it made me feel a lot better personally, because there are 20 things that they have to do just to be open. So I'm going to read just a few of those. If you want to see them, go on our website. You can check those out, or click the link in the comments and you can see them. But number one is screening and evaluating workers who exhibit signs of illness, such as fever over 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, cough, or shortness of breath. Requiring workers who exhibit signs of illness to not report to work or to seek medical attention. Enhancing sanitation of the workplace as appropriate. 5, providing personal protective equipment as available and appropriate to the function and location of the worker within the business location. 10, holding all meetings and conferences virtually wherever possible. It goes on to talk about sanitation and some other markers that they have to meet. This one, for instance, number 18, increasing physical space between workers and customers. 20, increasing physical space between workers' work sites to at least 6 feet. So this is not business as usual. They have to take some pretty extreme measures just to open. So that made me breathe a little bit easier. I hope it makes you feel a little bit better. And then it goes on to talk about, can healthcare facilities conduct elective surgeries? The answer is yes, they can do that. So go check out those question and answer sessions. And please, if you have questions, call us, email us. Commissioner Rumley has already given his number. Again, that's 423-667-8999. My number is in the comments and it's on our website, but it's 423-290-6655. You can call us anytime. You can message us on Facebook. So please ask us your questions, and we love all the encouragement. Thank you for the encouragement that you're giving us every day. We consider it an honor to be able to communicate with you in such a special way.
Did you go to the church, the opening?
I did not go to the church.
Just one other thing I want to go over there. We have had a lot of calls, about church services, and this is pretty much after tomorrow, the way that the governor has released everything, and it says nothing, prevents a place of worship from hosting an in-person service. The state will not stand in the way of these efforts. However, the place of worship should maintain strict social distancing and follow these rules. This is just some of the rules. Of course, it says do not attend a religious service. If you're feeling bad or if you're feeling ill or have any doubt about your health, just don't go. Have them recorded and play it back to you. But throughout the service, maintain at least 6 feet between the person in front of you and behind you and each side of you. Also, it mentions, your family members, you can still sit together as a family or anyone that lives in your house because you're together anyway. But, you can sit in that group together, but still try to maintain the 6 foot, and hopefully, our churches, some churches are a lot larger than others, of course, but if you fill it up, we'll try to next Sunday have maybe 2 services or whatever, if you've got that many people. And they are, asking people to wear the face mask, hopefully, possibly a cloth covering to the service. And as you, actually leave, or if you speak to and talk to the people or congregate, try to stay 6 foot apart. Appreciate everyone watching. We hope that this is beneficial to you every day. We get a lot of positive comments on it, and we just try to bring you the actual things that are happening here in Dade County. And that way that, because we don't tell you anything that we can't verify. That's something good about Carey and Alex and myself too. We try to keep, bring you the facts here, and appreciate Evan over here. He shows that he's at every one of these things. Appreciate him being here, and appreciate him sharing it with you on the actual television station. He shows it several times a day, where you can, if you missed it today, you can watch it. I've got Commissioner Bradford with us today. He's here from a backup, and either he or Robert. Sometimes Robert comes in, and Alan. We appreciate him. Alan's been out this morning working, been out Head River, and we appreciate all of our commissioners. And so we'll be back here tomorrow at 3 o'clock. If you have any questions, as Carey said, 667-8999. That's my number. It's easy to remember, easy to find. If you want to go on the website, if you've not been there, tell me, is it dadega.gov? All right, dadecounty-ga.gov, and if you'll go into that website, you can. There's a lot of really good reading right there. She keeps it updated, continuously, and so you can go into that, and that's how you can actually pull us up every day. If you want to watch us online, you can go to that and watch us, and also on the Evans station also. So we'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and we appreciate y'all. Be safe tonight, because we possibly do have some weather. Hopefully it's nothing like we had the other day, but it's still something to be concerned about. So we'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Thank you.